where Goku was like,
Shut the up, nigga, and watch this goddamn combo.
hitting him with a knee to the gut, follows up with this jaw-breaking uppercut, then to induce as much brain damage as possible, he finishes it off with a leg kick straight to his head. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment you've all been waiting for. So we start off with Goku and Jiren finally facing off with each other in the Tournament of Power, which was something everyone had highly anticipated from the moment the tournament began. And of course, we're talking about Dragon Ball here. Every fight's gotta be theatrical. Like this man, Goku really had Jiren sit through a whole Super Saiyan transformation PowerPoint. And he didn't even start taking him seriously until he turned Super Saiyan Blue. So at that point, he was just doing it for the love of the game. But they finally get to boxing, and I'ma be straight up with you. Goku was no match for Jiren. He was getting absolutely fried out there. Barbecue chicken, getting absolutely ragdolled by this man like he was a toddler. Tried countering with a Kamehameha, but Jiren weaved out the way, then started chasing this man down like LeBron James in the 2016 finals. Had that Hall of Fame chase down badge activated. And he catches up to Goku throwing hands with them, but I couldn't help but notice they were throwing hands in front of the sun. Like, when did that spawn there? I thought we were in an infinite void. This is what I mean by every Dragon Ball fight gotta be theatrical. But moving on, we got Jiren over here stepping on Goku like one of those Makima cosplayers at an anime convention, then proceeds to pick him up by his hair and gut checks this man with no regard for human life. And I swear, this is like the 5th time during this tournament that Goku's stomach has been utterly destroyed. The worst part is that after it's all said and done, Goku finna be like, oh, come on guys, let's go feast on some grub. Like, bro, you're not gonna have a stomach after that. What are you talking about? Now, Goku was not gonna let the disrespect from Jiren slide, so he's over here like, this, I'ma air this out, and starts charging up the Spirit Bomb as a last resort. But this is where Jiren really became one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, because while Goku was gathering energy for the Spirit Bomb, he straight up told him that he would wait until it was at full power, which had me over here shedding a tear, because Jiren got respect for the game. And Goku finally gets done charging the Spirit Bomb and chucks it right at Jiren, but he was moving like Kid Buu, pushing it back with only one hand. Had the entirety of Universe 7 flabbergasted, acting like they ain't never seen the Spirit Bomb fail. They must have forgot. It's 1 for 5 from the field, shooting straight bricks like Russell Westbrook. And Goku was getting pushed to his limits, whipping out Blue Kaioken times 20, just for Jiren to actually lock in, pushing it right back at Goku, deleting him with his own attack. This was so tragic. I remember I almost retired from being a Goku glazer while watching this. I was distraught, absolutely flabbergasted. Like, how are you gonna let Mr. Clean cook you with your own attack? I'm sick. But before the two Zenos could confirm Goku's elimination on their iPads, which by the way, they are the literal definition of an iPad kid, let alone the fact they look like Stewie from Family Guy, we get this. This man Goku spawned back in with a beam of light, and you would have thought it was a heavenly event with the way Kale and Caulifla were looking at him, just straight mesmerized. As soon as the tournament ends, they sliding in the DMs. Don't tell Chi-Chi. But now we see my Goku turn around in his new form, and I'm just gonna start glazing, because without a doubt, Ultra Instinct is one of the coolest forms in Dragon Ball, let alone in all of anime. From the concept of having a tranquil mind and your body simply moving purely off reflexes, all the way to how simple the design is. Like, this is majestic. And before any of you go leave a comment down below talking about some, actually, Mr. Persistent, you clearly haven't read or watched the series. Ultra Instinct is actually a technique and not a form. You clearly don't.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
Listen, I know it's a technique, but if you actually pay attention, Goku himself treats Ultra Instinct like a transformation, especially in the manga if you want to go check it out. But moving forward, Goku didn't waste a split second before launching a karate kick right at Jiren's head, as he counters with a punch of his own. And this man Goku was getting straight glazed by the camera crew, had him dodging in slow motion and everything like he was Neo in the Matrix. Movement was so clean, he was looking at himself like,
right there, nigga.
Then Goku and Jiren finally get to actually throwing hands, where eventually they take the fight into the sky. But I'ma be honest with y'all, 90% of this fight is literally just them throwing punches super fast, which is one of my very few complaints about Dragon Ball. Like, I really wish more of the fights were choreographed, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And Goku catches Jiren with his double knee to his gut, looking like Robin, then hits him with a ki blast while simultaneously hitting this backflip onto this wall, so that he could charge back in with the finishing blow. And as the dust clears, we see that Jiren blocked Goku's punch with one hand, officially ending round 1 of their fight. I would start laughing right there on the spot, getting eliminated from the tournament. But instead, Jiren hits him with a double drop kick straight to his gut, trying to inflict as much damage as possible. Like, Brody did not need to do all that. So we start off with this man Jiren blocking both of Hit's attacks, then he twirls him around like a goddamn ballerina. But he recovers and starts pulling out his time skip shenanigans, avoiding all of Jiren's attacks. And the fight just started, but I already know it's finna be heat. Got 2 of my favorite characters from Super going toe-to-toe. And speaking of my favorite characters, Hit's gotta be up there. It's a shame that we really didn't get to see much at all during the tournament. I just always found his fighting style and time skip ability to be cool as hell. On top of the fact, my man is an assassin. So if you don't mess with him, then you can get the f out of here. But anyways, now they were staring each other down until Hit tried to sneak up behind Jiren with his time skip ability, which he countered without even batting an eye. Like, bro saw him use his ability once and started moving like Lethal Shooter, downloaded the data and everything. As Hit charged back in trying to punch Jiren, he weaved out the way no problem. And look at the way he was looking at his arm. Bro just straight up looked disappointed, like he expected more out of him. Then he counters Hit with his right, pushing him back, proceeds to Mario jump his leg sweep as Hit looks up to see this man hitting the Sonic Spin Dash in midair. And if I was Hit in this situation and I saw this 350-pound slab of me doing spins in the air, I would start laughing right there on the spot, getting eliminated from the tournament. But instead, Jiren hits him with a double drop kick straight to his gut, trying to inflict as much damage as possible. Like, Brody did not need to do all that.
You're doing too much!
But as they continued to fight with each other, it became more obvious that Jiren was on a whole nother level, because this man here was spamming his time skip like there was no tomorrow, and Jiren was countering him every single time without fail, until eventually he went on the offensive, barraging Hit with these attacks, finishing it off with a Spartan kick right through his guard, sending him flying. And at this point, Universe 6 was sweating straight bullets, because if their #1 hitter was getting absolutely ragdoll like this, then they were without a doubt gonna get erased. Which Caulifla recognized this and was like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, he is getting cooked. We gotta jump in and save his ass. Nah, not yet. We gotta let him cook. Plus, this is Dragon Ball. We not supposed to jump. You ain't checked the script? Then we cut to Hit in this dish, struggling to get up, looking like he got Parkinson's, fist shaking and everything. Brody was not ready for this type of pressure. He had the whole faith of Universe 6 lying on his shoulders, but he was able to get this shockwave off, headed right towards Jiren, and to no surprise, he hit the King Baldwin, blocking it with no problem. Just straight aura. Except he only threw that attack out as a distraction so that he could time skip right behind Jiren. And I take back what I said earlier, because just like Jose Mourinho, my boy does not feel the pressure, as he strikes Jiren right in the heart before he even had time to counter his attack, pushing him all the way back to the edge of the platform. Had Champa's fat ass over here hyped as hell, thinking he might be able to live another day to go eat McDonald's. Like, bro, get your ass on a treadmill, my guy.
Woke up, I looked at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for?
Now, y'all are probably thinking, how does this one punch from Hit change anything? He'd been getting his ass whooped for the majority of the fight. Well, luckily for you, my friends, I have a PhD in anatology and a minor in anime combat. So let me break it down for you. Basically, throughout the duration of the fight, Hit was storing up time every time he would use his time skip ability. And Hit did this so that when he finally struck Jiren, he could constrain this man to a time prison. And we're talking a life sentence here. He has never seen the light of day ever again. But unfortunately for Hit, things like time and space don't apply to him. So regardless of being constrained, he kept on walking forward like a man on a mission, showing off the indomitable human spirit. And I know for a fact my boy Hit was over here stressing watching this man walk towards him, because this was his last resort. If this don't work, Universe 6 is cooked. They finna have to rely on Kaba to carry them.
Okay, we are cooked. Yeah, we are absolutely cooked, chat. GG.
Now, as a last-ditch effort, Hit puts everything he has into one final attack in hopes of knocking this man Jiren out of the tournament, as he jumps right at him. But right before he was able to land his attack, Jiren blocked it by simply staring at it. Like, what? How hard do you have to stare at something to stop it completely in its tracks? This is the type of eye contact I wish I could have while talking to a female. I'm sick. But Jiren breaks out of the time prison and immediately starts throwing hands with this man Hit, pushing him back and combos up with these 5G wireless punches. Like I didn't know Verizon was
offering this in their plan, leaving Hit under a bunch of rubble, and this man Jiren was bloodthirsty because as soon as Hit got up, he hit this man with a ki blast headed straight for elimination. And of course, he had to be theatrical with it, hitting this dramatic finish. And Caulifla jumps in, hitting it with a front kick to the gut, then takes a step back and starts bobbing up and down like she was Muhammad Ali. I mean, look at that stance, absolutely textbook. Then she hits Goku with the meanest left uppercut I've ever seen. So we start off with Goku getting jumped by these two goons, Kale and Caulifla, and this is a rare occurrence because unlike JJK, the characters in Dragon Ball usually respect the fate of the 1v1, and you could even go as far to say that they got pure love for the game, simply fighting for the thrill of it. But they charge in and just straight up start tag teaming Goku while simultaneously glazing each other every time they land a shot on him. Oh, you go girl, you really showed him. OMG, no, that was all you, sis. They were sounding like Draymond Green anytime he talks about LeBron on his podcast because that man is a D1 rider. He thinks glazing LeBron finna get him inducted into the Hall of Fame, but that's just not the case. He been dropping triple singles for the majority of his career. Without Curry, he probably would have been serving me fries at my local McDonald's. But we cut to Kale and Goku throwing hands with each other and peep the high IQ plays from Kale and Caulifla. She grabs Goku by his collar so that he would be blinded to Caulifla's ki blast, then flips around Goku to kick him into her attack. They were really moving like Shaq and Kobe out there. Threw Caulifla the lob and she dunked that bitch all over Goku. But to no surprise, that didn't do anything other than tickle this man. He was really over here smiling, talking about some, geez Louise guys, that kind of stung. And that pissed the girls off, causing them to charge at him again. But this time he blocks both of them without even trying. Brody didn't even have enough respect to look at them. And they continued to charge towards him, but he was fending them off no problem. His defense was so clean, Master Roshi was questioning if he had tapped into Ultra Instinct again. But Whis was like, nah, he just nice with it. Like, bro, this is why Goku is the GOAT. He was smurfing so hard out there, they thought he was hacking, and I don't blame them. He was moving clean out there. But they butt punched Goku, pushing him back, and they tried booming him with these ki blasts, and bro simply just blocked it with his aura. And this is something me and Goku have in common, because I got so much aura, every time I get close to a girl, they start running away from me. I don't know. I guess you could say that ladies can't control themselves around me. Then Goku came out the smoke straight flexing on Kale and Caulifla, and they went from glazing each other to glazing Goku. Had both their jaws drop meaning for Super Saiyan 3, especially Caulifla. Shawty was really trying to hit the Super Saiyan speedrun world record, but that ain't how it worked, cause unlike Caulifla, Goku's put in the long hard hours of training to achieve this. And Goku powers back down to Super Saiyan 2 because his stamina bar was blinking red with that Gatorade icon like it was NBA 2K. But Kale saw this and knew this was their only chance to take Goku out of the tournament. So she powers up into her female Broly transformation, and my God, do I feel bad for the guy that goes to prom with her, cause he finna be walking out the bedroom like this. But the issue with the form is that it enables friendly fire, because if you go back to the last time she did this, she was attacking everything that got on her way, running off pure ignorance. Like they really had to get this man Jiren to neutralize her before she took everyone else out.
Who the f is this nigga, bro?
And thanks to some sisterly love, Caulifla got her feral ass to calm down, and she was even able to control her power, which of course had Goku's crazy ass excited, because you know for a fact this man does not care if his universe gets erased. He's just here to simply throw hands, and that was exactly what he was about to get, because the girls hit him with the 1-2 Mayweather combo, then start spamming these flash ups so that they could get a free lick in, sending him into the wall, and Kale really said,
But I'm not done yet.
shooting out these ki blasts to apply pressure. But Goku jumps out the smoke, evading her attack just for him to be met with Caulifla, and he wasn't trying to deal with her annoying ass. So he hits her with a flashbang, discombobulating her and causing Caulifla to smash into the wall. And I know for a fact she finna have permanent brain damage after that one. I mean, look at the way she was clutching her head. Shawty was already crazy, but now she might be psychotic after losing her last 3 remaining brain cells. And Kale was mad that Goku used a cheap tactic to get her sister to run into the wall, so she immediately presses him, smashing Goku through this rock with her default Broly animations. But bro, how are you gonna be mad that Goku is using his battle IQ to gain an advantage in the fight when y'all are literally jumping him? What is he supposed to do? Sit there and get the absolute crap beat out of him? That's like a guy robbing a bank at gunpoint, then getting upset that the cops are calling him. What did you expect?
Bro, what's wrong with him? Something wrong with this nigga, bro.
Now, before Kale could knock Goku off the platform, he creates a ki blast with his foot and pushes her back with it. And Caulifla dashes in to reflect it before it was too late. And by this point, things were looking up for Goku, regardless of the fact that he was getting jumped. So he powers up to commence round 3 of their fight, and the girls do the same. But for some odd reason, they decide to hold hands with each other while doing so. Like, I'm not exactly sure what this was supposed to do, but I don't mess with that Alabama crap, so y'all can keep that to yourselves. As they charge into a head-on clash with Goku, which ended in a stalemate, so they all got pushed back. And Goku shoots these ki blasts at them, but
but they easily get out the way and start setting up their team combos again. Caulifla creates a smoke screen to blind Goku, and we see him locked in closing his eyes. And I swear, every time you see a character do this in any form of media, they start moving like Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid, just straight hands. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case here. Goku's dumbass knew Kale was behind him, but still gets caught in a trap. Like this the first time I've ever seen this technique fail. And Caulifla jumps in, hitting him with a front kick to the gut, then takes a step back and starts bobbing up and down like she was Muhammad Ali. I mean, look at that stance, absolutely textbook. Then she hits Goku with the meanest left uppercut I've ever seen, which had him gasping for air like a fish out of water. And she continues to relentlessly attack him, trying to beat the sonic rings out of this man. And when I was watching this, I was like,
he's already dead.
but I spoke too soon, cause Goku weaves Caulifla's leg kick, causing her to look in the completely wrong direction, while he flips Kale over and hits her with a WWE takedown. And he puts his two fingers up to his head to use instant transmission, but Caulifla had already downloaded the data. She knew he was trying to pull some tomfoolery out there, so she pre-fired the spot Goku was gonna TP2 like it was a Rainbow Six Siege match and catches him with it. Like that play right there would have easily won clip of the day on Jinxie's stream, no doubt. And Goku was fed up after getting outplayed by Caulifla, so Brody powers up to a Super Saiyan God to become jump resistant. But I gotta say, this is probably Goku's cleanest form, excluding Ultra Instinct, of course. I mean, just look at the aura, the swagger, the color of his hair. He got a whole lot of red going on with it. No pun intended. Because he gets in his battle stance facing off with the girls, then all of a sudden, he turns his hand into a finger gun and starts upping the blick at them. Like he done turned the Tournament of Power into the Tournament of Atlanta with the way he was moving devious out there. Now they immediately get to squabbling, but now that Goku powered up, he was really starting to cook them, fighting him off 1v2 with ease. And Goku dodges his punch by Caulifla, leaving her body wide open, which Goku took advantage of and proceeded to hit her with this uppercut so hard it lifted her off her feet, damn near rearranging her guts. Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all know what I meant by that. But anyways, they were getting cooked so hard, they just said, F it. Let's blast him from both sides and hope it works, which obviously didn't end up working out as Goku shot out 2 key blasts of his own. And Caulifla hit the dash trying to flee the scene, but this is where Goku activated his Hall of Fame chase down badge like he was LeBron, because he starts key bending his blast like he was Yamcha and eventually catches her with it, completely immobilizing her. And bro, all I gotta say is y'all are sorry as hell, because how do you lose in a 2v1? Even if your universe ends up winning and doesn't get a race, y'all finna be exiled anyway for this disgraceful performance, so do us all a favor and hang up your jerseys. But Goku walks up to the top of this rock and looks down at them one final time just to let them know, y'all sorry as hell. You can take your Alabama asses to the stands, shooting out a Kamehameha wave to knock him out the tournament. Nah, if only it was that easy, because everyone thought that Goku had clutched up the 1v2 and were hyped as hell, except Universe 6 had one final trick up their sleeves. As we see a glimmer of light from the rock Kale and Caulifla are on, someone dashes back onto the platform past Goku, and it was none other than Cactus Jack himself. Nah, I'm just playing. It was just Kefla, which if it wasn't obvious is the fusion between Kale and Caulifla. And hot take, I would put her over Vegeta in terms of my favorite fusions. Yeah, boo me all you want. I said what I said. But I say this because not only does she have a really cool design, she's the only female fusion in the entire series, so it's way easier for her to stand out and be unique. And she immediately gets to work hitting this man Goku with the right hand of God. And the punch was so clean the cameraman started glazing Kefla, stopping the frame to show us every angle as she sends him crashing into the wall. Then Kefla just straight up starts bullying this man. Gut checks him with her right, down slams him into the ground, and lands his Shawn O'Malley knee straight to Goku's jaw. Then for the cherry on top, Kefla puts him into the spin cycle and yeets this man half across the map, which mind you, she's doing all of this in her base form. This was just her warm-up. My man Goku is cooked. And after the dust clears, we see that he finally powered up to Super Saiyan Blue. And bravo, it only took him 2.5 episodes to do so. Now I'm starting to see why people call Dragon Ball Super Goku stupid, because this man could have avoided 70% of his problems during this fight if he had just went all out at the beginning. Because even though he turned Super Saiyan Blue, Kefla was still able to keep up, going toe-to-toe with Goku. And she throws his ki blast at him, forcing Goku to use Kaioken to deflect it. And like the zoning spammer she is, Kefla tries that weak again, but this time he counters with a Kamehameha. Except she used this as an opportunity to sneak up behind Goku and boomed him with his leg kick, almost snapping his neck, effectively putting him out the fight. But Goku eventually gets up, and you could tell that kick had the same effect that D-Rose's ACL injury had, because this man had nothing left in him to box. And before I could even shed a tear for a real one, we get this. Yeah, my boy on the brink of elimination and with a little bit of plot armor turned into the Weave Nation's #1 draft pick, the Phantom of Universe 7, the greatest fighter to grace the—
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing? What? No.
I got a little carried away, but if you couldn't tell, this is my favorite form that Goku has, because not only is the concept of having a tranquil mind and your body moving on your own cool, I just love the fact that Goku's in his base form while in this state. Incredible. But now these two meatheads are going band for band trying to see who can power up more, and everybody saw what they were doing to watch their fight, understandably so, and Kefla kicks things off by charging it with a ki blast, but Goku sidesteps her, causing her to miss completely, and he had her over here balancing over the edge like a character in Super Smash Bros. Then she turns around talking about some, I missed that shot on purpose, I'ma get you with the next one. Yeah, everyone watching this most definitely believes you.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And Kefla takes another swing at Goku just for him to duck down in the most elegant way I've ever seen, while simultaneously posing for the flick, and he left her looking in the complete other direction. Then my man Goku turned into Michael Jackson himself and started moonwalking, weaving every punch and kick Kefla was throwing at him. Like Brody wasn't even trying, just look at his face. He wasn't taking her serious at all. He had Kefla out there just doing straight cardio. And she realized that she wasn't gonna land a single punch on this man, so she resorted back to her spamming ways. But peep the stance that Goku was in. He was holding it 10 toes down, ready for anything, as he weaved every single ki blast that was thrown at him, fading away off the platform like he was Michael Jordan. And now Kefla was chasing him down like LeBron James in the 2016 finals when he blocked Iguodala, because she thought she had him for sure this time since Goku had nowhere to go. But he plants his feet into the wall, hitting the Dio pose, successfully avoiding her attack as they both come face to face with each other. And Kefla was absolutely flabbergasted, thinking to herself,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Now at this point, Kefla was getting downright embarrassed by Goku, just absolutely cooked. She stood no chance. But the thing is that she's like that one friend who's absolute garbage at every game you and your friends play, and somehow is also the same person who talks the most amount of trash. She was over here straight yapping at Goku, regardless of the fact that she was getting cooked, and he was too busy keeping up his mewing streak to respond to her. So instead, he responded by speed blitzing her, hitting her with a Popeye's 4x4 combo into the ground, then follows up with his left, which gets blocked by Kefla. But Goku uses his elite movement to flip around her and kick her from behind, topping it off with this long-range shockwave. But she was able to easily recover since Goku's attacks weren't doing a lot of damage due to him not having a full grasp of Ultra Instinct yet. So even though Goku was undoubtedly no match for Kefla, if he didn't win the fight with his next attack, then he would be knocked out the tournament, leaving the fate of Universe 7 in Vegeta's hands. And if that's the case, then Universe 7 is doomed. Because when's the last time Vegeta beat a main villain in this series? Never. He's cooked. But to keep that horrible reality from happening, my Goku locks in as Kefla powers up, shooting these lasers out in all directions from her body as a last stand. And Goku was barely dodging them. Brody flips up onto this wall to start charging a Kamehameha while simultaneously weaving all of her attacks while doing so, jumping from platform to platform until he eventually jumps straight for Kefla. And she once again sees that Goku is in midair with nowhere to go, so she condenses her energy into her hands, firing off a blast straight at him. But she didn't learn from the first time she tried this, because this man Goku slide cancel in midair to dodge her blast. Like, bro, I ain't never seen movement this clean. Got me shedding a tear. And Kefla was absolutely dumbfounded by this. Like, she really had that I can't believe this is happening right now ass face as he booms Kefla with this Kamehameha straight to her dome, and it was so clean they replayed it 3 different times. The cameraman was straight glazing. Then Brody proceeds to grab him and hits Goku with the Falcon Punch. So we start off with these two dudes, Goku and Jiren, staring each other down like McGregor and Khabib, and we cut to Goku tweaking out for no reason, yelling in Jiren's face. Like, bro, it's not that serious. You're fighting Mr. Clean. I wouldn't be scared. Then all of a sudden, Goku explodes, initiating the fight as they both come out the smoke, simply throwing hands with each other. And before they could even continue their fate, this man Vegeta cockblocks Goku and charges straight for Jiren. He did not care about respecting the fate of the 1v1. He wanted the kill for himself. Absolutely shameless. And he was hitting Jiren with a full combo like it was one of those Batman games, but he was eating his attacks like it was a 5-star gourmet meal, hands down on everything. And now that I think about it, why is Vegeta only attacking his body when his head is wide open? Because realistically, Vegeta's trash ass is not winning in a fair 1v1. His only chance at winning would be to give this man as much brain damage as possible. And Jiren had enough, so he hit him with a knee to the gut, then comboed it with an elbow to his neck, knocking him away. Then before he could send this man Vegeta to the Shadow Realm, Goku saves him, kicking Jiren away. But bro, how are you gonna steal Goku's turn and start yapping about some I'm the one that's gonna defeat you and obtain the Super Dragon Balls, then end up looking like this? Now Goku charges at Jiren with his default Fortnite running animation, and he just starts spamming his square button like there was no tomorrow. Then in classic anime fashion, we got Vegeta over here observing the attack, acting like he figures something out. Like, bro, you are not the thinker. I know damn well there is not a single thought behind those eyes. And while they were throwing hands with each other, he sneaks up from behind just to get no-scope by my man Jiren. Weaves Goku's punch, which by the way is the sorriest attempt at an uppercut I've ever seen, as he counters with a front kick. And this man Vegeta was moving like Ben Simmons, straight trash, because he charges back in, completely missing Jiren, and he grabs his ankle, pulling him back in so that he could put this man into the spin cycle, then yeets him away, effectively turning this man into a Beyblade. But Vegeta recovers, and I gotta give credit where it's due, because that landing was clean as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Don't get it twisted though, we not even 4 minutes into this video and Vegeta is already in crippling aura debt. By the end of it, he finna have to file for aura bankruptcy.
Just give me my money. Ooh. Where is the manion? You're getting your manion.
But anyways, Vegeta charges back in, and I was waiting for him to get absolutely clobbered. But I guess bro was actually paying attention, because when Jiren started spamming that square button again, Vegeta pressed O on his controller and started hitting the Sonic sway like it was sparking zero. Then he lands his left uppercut to Jiren's body, and look at the shock on his face. He couldn't believe his eyes, and I couldn't either, because this man ain't catch a dub since 1989. I'm sick. And Vegeta was actually starting to cook up, forcing Jiren to go on the defensive. Had everybody watching absolutely glazing this man, talking about some, oh nah, is Twin using Ultra Instinct? Like, alright bro, he dodged one attack. We can't just be throwing that title around all willy-nilly. I can dunk a basketball. Does that mean I'm LeBron James? I didn't think so. But to be fair, no one could compare to my glorious king. But this is where Vegeta starts getting a little too confident. He lands his front kick straight to Jiren's gut and starts talking trash, calling him overrated like a 5-star high school basketball player. And if you've ever watched a Ball is Life video, that usually never works out, because Jiren shut him up real quick, hitting him with his left, causing Vegeta to hit 10 backflips for no reason. Like, dudes will really do anything to impress the hoes when they're watching. And he proceeds to hit a fadeaway while firing off a Gala gun, but Jiren reflects it without even breaking a sweat, putting this man in one of the nastiest combos I've ever seen. Which, if that wasn't enough, he really had to top it off with a ki blast that was headed straight for elimination. And before we continue, we gotta rewind that entire sequence to talk about how heavy-handed this dude Jiren is, because throughout the entire arc, when he would hit someone, you could really feel the impact of every attack. You would have thought they were getting hit by a truck. I mean, he hit Vegeta with one punch and he spun around like a goddamn tissue. But eventually Vegeta was able to slip away from his attack, looking like your average hobo on the streets. Then Jiren starts hitting this man with the hard cold facts.
You are a worthless ass nigga. Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. I'm just gonna stomp you. You're gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna seal up all my cracks. You're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup. You worthless ass nigga.
And of course, he had to rebuttal with his own monologue, hitting the classic, "This is a Saiyan's pride. I, the Prince of all Saiyans, will defeat you." And I'ma stop him right there, because he failed to mention the fact that he's the Prince of all 4 Saiyans. And he's not even the strongest one. Like, what are you trying to flex? Then after he was done with his generational yap session, Vegeta charges up a final flash to try and eviscerate this man Jiren. And his bald ass wasn't gonna budge. He was gonna take his attack head on no matter what, as he fires it straight at him, getting a direct hit. And this dude Vegeta almost killed everyone in the stands. Like, I know for a fact Krillin was over here stressing like this.
Please! No!
Now we cut to the dust clearing up, and we see Jiren just laying there knocked out in this ditch, which I was surprised, because usually the main antagonist, after getting hit with something like that, would just be standing there ready to break the main character's will. But bro, look at how proud my man Vegeta is, laughing at the top of his lungs and everything. You would have thought I made a joke about KSI's music, but nah, he was doing all of this when Jiren literally let him land his attack. And he wasn't laughing for long, because he looks down to see that Jiren was no longer in the ditch, then realizes that he was right in front of him, up in the blick. Brody could probably hear Death's whistle with the way Jiren was staring at this man. He wasn't gonna let that disrespect slide. But this dude Jiren is straight up sadistic. He started torturing Vegeta, putting my boy in excruciating pain, then proceeded to blow him up. And this is when I was convinced that Toriyama hates Vegeta, because he really gave him that Yamcha treatment, laying down in this crater knocked out after getting absolutely cooked.
Damn, you suck! You suck! Damn! Oh my gosh!
So now that Vegeta was down for the count, Goku and Jiren finally got the chance to run their fade, which you know is about to be heat, because they're both like 2 combat sport champions who are in 2 completely different weight classes fighting at a catch weight, which Goku starts off by spamming instant transmission to close the distance while simultaneously dropping these energy mines on Jiren, since he didn't want to enter hand-to-hand combat with them. And I don't blame him. This man was still winning regardless of everything they've thrown at him. And eventually Goku hops up onto this rock to lure in Jiren as he takes a step forward, triggering all the landmines to go off. Like, this man Goku really turned the battlefield into Vietnam using these advanced strats. But to no surprise, that weak did not work on Jiren. He simply just jumped up 50 feet into the air, which mind you, this man is 6'5". Get his ass signed to an NBA roster immediately. And Goku spams the destructive disc right at Jiren, which did absolutely nothing. He just punched through all of them, grabbing the last one and chucking it back at Goku like it was a game of hot potato. Then charges in to start slowly pushing Goku back towards the edge. And he tries hitting Jiren with a leg sweep, but he was able to dodge it no problem. As he dashes back in, weaving Goku's punch, then Brody proceeds to grab him and hits Goku with the Falcon Punch, leaving this man gasping for air. And I know for a fact that punch left his chest looking like this. But ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the best move on the chessboard is to sit back and observe, because the whole time Goku was baiting him in to slice the part of the platform Jiren was standing on, teleporting above him and hitting Jiren with a down slam straight into the void. Brody had Universe 11 over here watching like,
You swear to God, put that on Mother. Say, put that on Allah. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
hey, but let's be real though, Jiren was not gonna go out sorry like that. So he pulls back up to the platform like he was General Zod, and when I saw this, I knew my mans was cooking up something devious, because he was slowly walking towards Goku while all the landmines that he placed earlier were going off, and I could have sworn Michael Bay was out there capturing every moment. Then Jiren just starts straight up cooking my man Goku with no regard for human life. Like Brody really grabbed him by the ankle and slammed him into the ground like he was the Hulk. And look at the way he was waiting for Goku to bounce back up. Just straight killer instinct, staring at him like it was Game 6 LeBron. Charges up his punch like this and tries sending Goku to the afterlife. But thankfully he was able to slip out the way before waking up to a Juice WRLD concert. And this went on for a while until eventually Goku powered back down to his base form, ready to give up. But this was where Vegeta spun back the block, talking about some Kakarot, let's jump his ass. Goku heard that, and the last 10 minutes of his fight with Jiren flashed before his eyes, and he knew what had to be done. So they both immediately get to powering up, and we see Goku over here busting out the Kaioken, while Vegeta was over here going Super Saiyan bluer? God bless Akira Toriyama's soul. But how the hell do we let him get away with giving Vegeta a darker shade of blue as a transformation? This was straight trash. I don't know why Vegeta was feeling himself. Like, bro, you getting folded into an omelet either way.
Just got faded. Ahaha.
But now they get to jumping Jiren, forcing him onto the defensive as they were relentlessly barraging this man with a flurry of attacks. Except you gotta remember, this man Jiren is a Dark Souls final boss, so he was easily able to fend them off. But Goku and Vegeta weren't gonna let this man breathe for a second, because they charged right back in using the same strat they used last time, which I'm gonna call the Elite Barbarians push, considering all four of them have one thing in common. They all share the same brain cell, just pure ignorance. And they were giving Jiren the 4x4 Wendy's combo as they were slowly pushing him back. Then they both jumped backwards, hitting their signature move to try and finish off Jiren, leaving him under a mountain of rubble. But bro, this man busts out the rubble like he was in a goddamn TikTok edit. Like, I don't know who told him he was tough like that, but they were not lying. I do not care if you call me a glazer. I'm doing tricks on it. No Diddy.
Round 2. Fight.
So technically, this is round 3 of Goku vs Jiren, since round 2 was Goku and Vegeta miserably failing to jump this man. But in terms of running a straight 1v1, no interference, this is round 2. And as you can see, Goku was over here at the edge of the platform on the brink of elimination, because after Vegeta got knocked out the tournament, Jiren gave this man an ass whooping looking like your average African father. But before Jiren could finish Goku off, we get this classic MC inner monologue.
Goku, you've got this.
Fight.
Win. Dance for us, monkey.
Bro, you're telling me on the verge of your universe getting erased and the possibility of losing all of your loved ones, your source of motivation is thinking about the man that killed your father telling you to dance like a monkey?
You's a freaky ass nigga.
But Goku hits the Danny Phantom to evade his attack, going behind Jiren, and when he turns around, we see that he finally tapped back into Ultra Instinct, started weaving all of Jiren's attacks like a nonchalant dreadhead, then proceeded to counter with this punch straight to Jiren's gut. And out of the many, and I mean many gut punches in this series, this one gotta be top 2, and it ain't 2, cause look at the sheer devastation on Jiren's face. Had him clutching his stomach like, the episode ends there, but as soon as the next one starts, it jumps out the gate with these two dudes entering a head-on clash, just absolutely tearing up the entire platform. Like, if they were fighting this battle on Earth, they would have changed the entire ozone layer. And Goku tries to boom him with his leg kick, but Jiren weaves it, countering with these Bluetooth punches as they get straight back to throwing hands. But I'm not gonna lie, Goku is low-key like that one friend that just spams one move in fighting games, cause as soon as he started getting cooked, he thought Jiren was sweet like Kefla and started charging up a Kamehameha in the same exact way he did against her, which he should have known was a rookie mistake because Jiren really had that Sharingan on him. He wasn't just sitting back and relaxing the entire tournament. The whole time he was collecting the data on Goku. So he easily stood on business, countering with a ki blast of his own, sending Goku up into the air. Then Universe 11's God of Destruction was over here glazing Jiren like,
that's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
and after Vegeta got done shutting him up, he looks up at Goku like,
Quick, did he hit him with a scream?
and he without a doubt gave him a scream. Brody shook the entire goddamn void. But on a real note, this was definitely one of my favorite moments in this arc, especially the speech that Vegeta gave to help this man Goku lock in. One of the very few rare Vegeta W's, and we don't get a lot of them. So you Vegeta fans, cherish this moment for the rest of your life. As we see Whis talk about how Goku finally has fully immersed himself in the fight, focusing only on Jiren and Jiren alone. He basically just explained what flow state was in a very fancy way. But while that was going on, Belma was over here like,
Damn it, Jimmy! Finish this, please!
so Jiren stopped fooling around and went on the full offensive, forcing Goku onto this small platform as he barraged him with these flurry of attacks. And everyone thought that this was gonna be the end of Universe 7, unsure if Goku could clutch out the win. But what we get next is, in my opinion, a top 3 moment in all of Dragon Ball. And if you disagree, we can throw these hands. Mine are rated E for everyone. Don't play with me. Because Goku finally gets through Jiren's defense, landing a clean strike, then starts powering up, creating a literal galaxy, purely for the theatrics. Then, like the absolute gangster my boy Jiren is, he simply smiles as he happily accepts Goku's challenge.
That's that real music, man.
Then Jiren condenses his energy into one final attack, shooting it right at Goku. But as quick as he shot it out is as quick as it got dispersed, because the camera cuts to Jiren's face where it eventually pans out and we see this man Goku standing behind him holding his attack. Like, bro, he had the theme song playing and everything as he destroyed Jiren's ki blast like it was child's play. Then proceeded to put him in an infinite combo, beating him down like someone who owed him money, sending him into this wall. But after it got done absolutely embarrassing Jiren, we get to finally see what Master Ultra Instinct looks like, and I'ma be totally honest with y'all. This was mid. Listen. I'm not necessarily saying the design looks trash, but the base UI form is running laps around this. To put it into perspective, Master UI's design is like Donovan Mitchell, and the OG UI design is like D Wade. They do not compare, but nonetheless, looks tough. As we enter the final act of their fight, Goku blocks his left and hits him with a spinning heel kick to his body, pushing Jiren back as he jumps up into the air to throw this Temu Spear Bomb at Goku, which he just nonchalantly put one hand up and neutralizes the blast. Then they get back into a head-on clash where Goku was like,
Shut the up, nigga, and watch this goddamn combo.
hitting him with a knee to the gut, follows up with this jaw-breaking uppercut, then to induce as much brain damage as possible, he finishes it off with a leg kick straight to his head. But he was able to recover and started upping the blick at Goku, and he had that switch on him, so he was firing at will. Except Goku was out here moving like the Weave Nation's #1 draft pick, dodging everything with ease, and he was really just having fun out there because he hit a somersault over his explosion for no reason, hitting that superhero landing. Brody thought he was a part of the Avengers. Then Goku proceeded to gut check Jiren, sending him through 35 walls for good measure. And I swear, every time an anime character gets hit with something like this, they proceed to get up 5 seconds later talking about some, now that's what I'm talking about. I think I'm finally warmed up. Like, bro, you just got chucked through 5 walls. What do you mean you're just getting warmed up? But moving on, Jiren starts yelling at Goku, saying that he refuses to lose and that strength means everything in this life, specifically referring to individual strength. And we'll come back to that thought a little later on. Nonetheless, with Jiren's newfound determination, he gets his ass pull transformation as he turns the entire platform into a blazing inferno. And nothing really changed about him other than the fact that he was shirtless now. The only thing left for him to do was to oil up. Alright, my bad guys. I didn't know wanting to see big muscular men get oiled up was such a crime. I apologize. But jokes aside, these two dudes just start going at it, landing a kick on each other simultaneously. And if you watched anime long enough, then you know anytime two characters land a blow on each other at the same time, the fight's about to be heat. With the sole exception of Sakura and Ino, because that was trash. And Jiren pushes Goku back with this kick as he counters with a ki blast, just for him to reflect it right back at him, lobbing Goku up in the air for Jiren to dunk him like he was LeBron James. Then follows up with this ki blast, giving him straight back shots. No diddy. Then we cut to Goku down for the count, looking like it was the end for Universe 7. Had Krillin over here like,
As Goku finally gets back up, getting ready to fight, and Jiren was absolutely flabbergasted. So in a fit of rage, this man shoots a ki blast at the stands to try and eliminate the entirety of Universe 7. Like, oh nah, he done lost his mind. The biggest mistake you can make as the antagonist is to try and hurt the main character's loved ones. I mean, go ahead and ask Frieza how that worked out for him.
I'm gonna slap some sense into you!
Now, obviously, Goku stopped his attack before it struck the stands, but what came after this has got to be one of the greatest punches in anime, because this man charged in, slamming him through 3 rocks with his fist dug in his orbital bone with pure anger in his eyes. Like, Brody unlocked noradrenaline. If you know, you know. Then we get some of the best looking fight scenes in the entire show. I mean, just look at this sequence. This was clean as hell, alongside one of the cleanest frames of all time. Like, this is literally the thumbnail of the video. But we finally reached the climax of their fight with Goku smashing his jaw with this uppercut. Then he combos it up with this Kamehameha to eliminate Jiren and win the tournament. Nah, I'm just playing. Before he could actually take Jiren out, this man started tweaking out because his body couldn't handle the power of Ultra Instinct anymore. And I don't know why, but when I first watched this back in middle school, I thought Frieza was the one that caused him to get hurt for some reason. And even though it wasn't, all my homies hate Frieza, he getting slandered regardless. But truthfully, I'm very glad that Goku didn't just straight up beat him, because going back to my point earlier talking about how Jiren's entire character is about individual strength and not having to rely on other people, Goku on the other hand draws his strength from the need to protect the people that he loves, unlike Jiren, who only fights for himself, which is ultimately why he lost at the end when Goku, Frieza, and 17 teamed up to jump him. Which, by the way, Goku and Frieza teaming up is like LeBron and Curry teaming up at the Olympics, just straight domination. But that about wraps things up. I had a ton of fun making this video, and it might be the last one until 2025, so I just want to say I appreciate all the love you guys have shown me in the last year, and that you guys really mean a lot to me. I look forward to another year of entertaining you guys, so until next time, stay persistent.
Bulletproof.